You know that saying, like, I regret nothing? I regret everything now. Welcome back, friends. What is this bump on my head? We're just gonna have to live with it. Welcome back, friends, and welcome to another spooky season episode where I try to recreate fancy makeup with little to no fancy makeup skills. If this is your first time seeing one of these videos, I do have that playlist linked down below in the description box so you can check out the rest of those videos after you finish watching today's. And if this is your first time seeing me, hi, welcome, I'm Teresa, and I upload videos multiple days a week where we hang out and do things together and talk about things. Please do consider joining our community by hitting that subscribe button and ringing that bell before you leave here today. That way YouTube will let you know each and every time I upload a new video. So last week was half glam, half character. This week is a full character, and it is a creepy pumpkin face, like a pumpkin jack-o'-lantern on the creepy side. And I swear to you, as I was pulling this picture up on my computer, I blinked, and I must have blinked and looked a certain way. I swear the eyes in this picture opened and closed, and it freaked me out more than I can possibly say. So this is what I'm going to be doing today, and to kind of up the ante, up what we're going to be doing, I'm going to be answering some questions. Now, these are questions that came, so I logged into on my new phone, my Facebook memories. Or I didn't log into my Facebook memories. When I logged into my Facebook app, they were magically there. And a thing that I forgot that we used to do, or at least I used to do and my group of friends used to do, were surveys. A survey popped up from 13 years ago, so that is around 2009. We did surveys on, like, they were kind of the same survey, but people would take surveys from, I think they were first on MySpace, but like the MySpace, Tumblr, Facebook sphere, and you would just answer them, and it was kind of like a Q&A, get to know you sort of thing. And so I thought, while I do my makeup, or let me say, attempt to do my makeup, I'm going to be going through this survey with you as a Q&A with my former self, and I will let you know what my answer 13 years ago was and what my answer is today. Before we get into the survey itself, let's take a look at this, and I'm going to tell you how I think I'm going to tackle it. So, yeah, okay, so, I don't know where to tackle it. I think I'm going to start first with drawing like where I want the black to go, and then like kind of like stencil everything in. All right, we have started. Okay, so question number 1, by the way, I titled this Love, 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 ellipses. So question number 1 asks, when you're home alone, do you still close the door when you shower? And 13 years ago me. So 13 years ago, hold on. I was 22 years ago. I was 22 years old. So I was 21 years old because I'm born in July and this was from October. Yes? No? Is that how this works? I was 21, 22, somewhere around there. Let's just go with that. Okay. So, and so 13 years ago, me said, yes, I'm a bit paranoid. Still am a bit paranoid. And yes, I do still shower with the door closed. It's not so much that I'm paranoid anymore. No, I am still paranoid. But that's not really why I shower with the door closed. It's to not, already, we're going off book already. It's definitely so that the draft doesn't come in and I don't get really, really cold in the shower. This isn't a triangle. How did I screw up a triangle? It's a basic shape. Okay, let's try the other eye now. Oh my God, I'm going to screw it up again. What is wrong with me? Okay, let's see if I can do a triangle on my nose. And so she has the jagged edges going up here. Okay, I'm going to do these really quick because I don't think I'll be able to talk while I'm doing them. Let's see. Oh, this is wonderful. Okay, I feel like this was a bad idea to do the black outline first. All right, so number 2, has a friendship ended recently that you wish hadn't? And my response was, it sort of ended, but it really doesn't bother me one way or another. It was just time to end. If this is the friendship that I'm thinking of, that was total BS. It broke my heart. Like, considerably broke my heart. It's okay, because if it is the same one that I'm thinking of, we became friends again, so, like, everything's good. I would do this thing. I guess everyone does this, although, and I guess I still do this, where I do this thing that, like, I'll put situations and people in boxes until I'm ready to deal with it, so then I act like it's not very unhealthy thing to do mentally. I know this, but so that like I act like it's not really bothering me. And that's definitely what I was doing then. I probably also thought, well, if they read this, I don't want them to know that things are really bothering me. But no, it was horrible. Like horrible, horrible. Currently, has a relationship ended? No, not in the last 2 years or so. I had a relationship that ended pretty abruptly and pretty badly. A friendship, yeah, we'll call it a friendship. Friendship that ended pretty abruptly and pretty badly about 3 years ago, but not recently. I feel like I look like a new Marvel villain, but like one that was like seriously under production. Like under production value. So next I'm going to go in with a light orange, because I have 2 oranges here, and I'm going to go in with the light one and then layer the darker one on top. Number 3, it's your friend's birthday. Do you buy them a gift even if they didn't buy you one for yours? And so my response, I normally don't buy gifts, so, and yeah, that's pretty much the same thing. I really don't buy gifts all that often anymore. I will make a lot of times I'll make gifts for people, like paint them, or, you know, like it's usually like an art sort of thing, or like something I'll bake for them. But overall, no, I do really enjoy giving gifts. It's not that, it's just that like I kind of feel like we all have everything currently. This doesn't seem like very orange. Now I really, really regret putting in the black first. You know that saying, like, I regret nothing? I regret everything now. I didn't want to like muddy the black putting this on top and then going on with the black. And now I realize black covers everything because it's a dark color. So, oh well. All right. Number 4 was you win the $300 million lottery. What do you do? And it says, my response was, I seriously don't know. Facts. Probably get as far away from here as I possibly could. Yeah. I probably still would. Although I probably wouldn't like move away. I would more than likely, if I had that much, I would, let's be honest. If I had that, I would like pay off my car, I'd pay off all of my debt and all of my bills and like student loans and all of that. And I'd give money to my parents and, you know, things like that. All those like good things. And then after that, I would do the very boring adult thing and like save and invest it, as well as just travel a lot. I would probably buy a house in this general area that I'm currently living in. Not really that I love this area, I really don't, but just somewhere to have like a home base. Like my family's here, so you know, it would be nice to have the home base where my family is. And yeah, just pretty much I would immediately quit my job. Love my job, but like, that's quitting job money and starting a new life money. So yeah, I would do that and just travel. That's pretty much what I would do with that much money. It's streaky. Oh my gosh. By the way, as I'm going through these, if you want to let me know what your answer to one of these questions is down below, I would love to hear from you. Do you listen to your music loudly or at a reasonable level? And I said loud, usually. And I still listen to my music loudly because I have hearing loss. Probably because I listened to my music so loud back then. Actually, that's not fully it. Just I'm slowly and very quickly at times going deaf in this ear, just from the way that the ear canal formed. Fun fact about me, and fun fact, the more I'm losing my hearing, the less I can stand loud noises or loud talking. Things become like really, really tinny, and it really feel like very anxious because of the way sounds now come through my hearing, or I guess are processed. The way that they're processed, it just sounds, it makes me feel antsy. Number 6, are you a beach person or a snowy mountain person? And I wrote both. It really just depends on my mood. I am 100% now a snowy mountain person. Although I've never driven in the snow, so I don't think I'd want to do that. I think I'm just a mountain person. I don't know why I'm doing this to try to like blend it in. So like the rain won't won't be noticeable. Let's see, we were on number 7. When do you prefer to take a shower, morning or night? And I said I showered at night, and I still do shower at night. This just looks like, I swear to you, I don't know if in the pan you'll be able to see. I used this one, right? The lighter orange. I swear it does not look this yellow. I guess I should have gone in with this orange, like orange, like basketball orange, or I guess like fruit orange, but you know. But I want it to be able to build on top of things. All right, let's go back to the Q's and A's while I work on this line work. All right, number 8, can you watch scary movies alone? And I wrote, no. And yeah, I can now. I like scary movies in theory, and I like them as I'm watching them. I'm not a fan at all of jump scares. They're not good for my heart. I really don't like jump scares, and I don't like a ton of gore. I'm kind of desensitized to gore, considering life. So like there's that, but I'll watch scary movies if it's like really good storylines. So example, I watched at the beginning of like the summer we just had, I watched everything within the Conjuring universe like within 2 days. And like while I was watching them, I was like, oh, this is not like scary at all. A few things were a little gory, a few things were like a little creepy, but I was like, no worries. I had to sleep for weeks with the light on. Like full on, my apartment had to be lit the entire time that I was awake and at night. And yeah. So it really got to me. But yeah, so I'll watch scary movies, but they're not really my favorite thing. Do you prefer a soft or firm mattress? See, these these surveys, Q&As, whatever you want to call them, were all over the place. So, and I put a medium mattress, and I guess technically I still like to use a medium mattress, but the mattress I'm currently sleeping on is technically like a firm, but with a pillow top mattress, like pillow top covering. Oh, I feel like this is not going to end well at all. Oh, okay. All right, so next question asks, would you rather stay at home all day or spend a day out and about? And I answered that it depended on who I was with. And it still technically does depend on who I'm with, but currently I would much prefer to stay home. Let me be honest. I prefer to stay home like 9 times out of 10. It's definitely something. All right, so we can see how it looks. It's coming together. So I'm going to go in with the darker orange and try to kind of like shade and blend things out. Oh no. I've made a terrible mistake yet again. Way too much of the red. Oh my god. Okay, so we can do this. All right. Maybe let me try this. I'm gonna blend it all and see if I can get it more the shade that she has. And then I'll go back in and attempt detail work again. I'm doing this with the tiniest brush ever. I look like a demented panda. Number 11 is, what's one of your worst memories? And I responded, I don't like talking about bad memories. And you know what? I still don't. So instead of talking about my worst memories, how about I offer you one of my worst dates I've ever been on? So in college, I went on a sushi dinner date with this person who was earning their doctorate, and they were literally the most boring person. Okay, no, I know someone who's more boring than they were, but they were very boring. And the entire date, pretty much all they did was talk about themselves. Like, they didn't ask anything about me. They didn't ask. It was almost like they were using me as a platform to like practice their thesis presentation or dissertation presentation, because it was a doctorate. And that's literally all that they talked about, was their doctorate and their program and what they were learning and this and that. And the date ended up being so bad that when the sushi finally got there, I don't eat sushi anymore. I used to eat sushi. I don't know why I felt the need to point this out. Maybe it was this dinner that like made me not want to eat sushi anymore. But when it came, I legitimately thought about choking on the sushi. just so that I could get out of the rest of the date. I forgot I had the paint on me. Hope it's not toxic. Cross fingers. But yeah, so yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that in place of talking about a bad memory. Because as I stated before, I lock that crap up in my head and I don't like to deal with it. Cognitive dissociation. I'm kind of impressed with this color. It doesn't look good. I know it doesn't look good, but like not horrible. And I think I can work from here. Number 12, do you like to keep the peace or are you confrontational? And I wrote, it depends on the situation. I usually just ignore people. And honestly, I usually still just ignore people. But I find that lately, and by lately, I mean in the last few years, I have started speaking up, specifically when people are trying to be like hateful just for the sake of being hateful, or they are either purposefully or not knowingly spreading misinformation. But I'm not one of those people who like makes it my business to get in a fight with someone or to be confrontational on social media just for the sake of doing that. Like, I just don't have enough time in my day for that. Are you more likely to be with a large group of people or a few close friends? And 13 years ago, I said a few close friends, I guess. And yeah, I would guess that I would say still a few close friends. Layering of lines, number 1, all right. Number 14, what are your plans for October? And I wrote, to survive it without having a major breakdown. Same. Those are my plans for October still. Number 15, it just gets better from here. Number 15, where would you like to live? And I wrote, anywhere but here. Let me set the scene for you. I had a horrible time in high school, and all I wanted to do throughout high school was leave. And I left, and this is the year after I got back from doing the Disney College program. And I honestly wanted nothing more than to go back there. Yeah, I really didn't want to be here anymore. Because in my head, it's like I had gotten out, I had done the thing. Because I also had like wanted to work for Disney all of my life. So I had done the thing that I set forward like in my life to do. And I wasn't doing it. I was still working for Disney, but I was doing it on a seasonal basis. So it was essentially a really long-term, like long-distance commute. So with that though, I lived here. And so most of my time was here, and I kind of felt I was wasting time and like I was kind of like a complete failure because I was back here to live. See, here's the thing though with this face paint. I literally just, like, it's different colors and different tones, but I literally just did the same thing. I was like, I'm gonna go in with this tiny brush so I can have like tiny strokes. I still went in heavy-handed. Oh my gosh, I don't know what's wrong with me with this. Okay. So where would I want to live? I think where I'd like to live doesn't actually exist anymore because of climate change. I would love to live somewhere that year round, I mean, not just like for like a week or a season. I could wear like jeans and boots and cable knit sweaters. I essentially want to live somewhere where I can look at any moment like I'm about to go like fishing on a yacht. I know you wouldn't fish on a yacht, but like that's the sort of look I want. I want to live somewhere where I can wear that and not feel like I'm about to pass out because it's a million gajillion degrees with 1,000% humidity. That's what I would like. Now, what is your ideal profession? And I wrote anything famous. And then I wrote, Oh, I had such lofty goals when I was still in college. I'd like to write for a fashion magazine or perform on Broadway or be a fashion designer. Honestly, what I wanted to do was eventually rise up in the ranks of Vogue and become the editor-in-chief of Vogue. That's right, I was gunning for Anna Wintour's job at 22-ish. And I know what I just said was that my one like lifelong goal was to work for the Walt Disney Company. Yeah, I know. I had a lot of life goals. I still do. I just want to do more things with my art. Number 17, what's on your mind right now? And back then it was school, homework, people who shouldn't be. I'm sort of overthinking loads of things. Yeah, I still overthink loads of things. Okay, why did I just blend this again? Okay, I'm gonna let this go for a bit and start working on the black pieces, the triangles that I did. There's a lot that's been weighing heavy currently on my mind. So I definitely am thinking of like next week. When does this video go live? Yeah, so next week I'm going to do an ultrasound of my leg to see if I still have blood clots in my leg. And I have a follow-up appointment with the cardiologist that I'm assuming a scan to see if I still have blood clots around my heart and lungs. And that is really weighing heavily because I kind of feel like they're still there, which if they are, that's fine. I'll just stay on the Eliquis, the blood thinner, for another 6 months. Not 6 months, another 3 months for a total of 6 months. But that's just in general been weighing heavily on my mind. Number 18, what is one fear you cannot seem to overcome? And my response was, well, ellipses. I don't even remember what that one fear would be. I mean, I have a lot of deep-rooted, like, irrational fears. You know, like the fear of spontaneous combustion and, you know, things like that. I have a real big fear that like really holds me back. You know how most people have a fear of failure? Well, this is gonna sound like really cocky of me, but I have a fear of success, and I've never known anyone else who has that. So please, if you have a fear of success, let me know in the comments down below so I don't feel so alone. But mainly it's that I'm too scared of like the what ifs. I do what ifs a lot, but the what ifs are not like your regular like, oh, what if I fail, and like what if, you know, XYZ happens in a negative way. It's like oh my God, what if I'm like wildly successful and a bunch of people, you know, like demand something from me, or like, I guess it's more like an imposter syndrome sort of thing, but like that really, I've never been able to figure out how to get over that. Number 19, are you good in math? And I wrote, I'd say that's a no. And I'm still gonna say that's a no. I'm horrible at math. So I'm gonna tell you something and now you won't be able to unsee it. It's given Charlie Brown. I find that like it looks more like the way that my face was shaded in, it looks more like demon, Satan, like the coloring you usually see on portrayals of Satan, than it does like pumpkin. So number 20, what's stashed under your bed? And I wrote, nothing. I just have another mattress there. Boring, yes, I know. Oh, the trundle beds. The trundle beds of the 90s that carried over into the early 2000s. Fascinating. I forgot that I had one. I had a trundle day bed. Currently, I have a keyboard, the plug for said keyboard, and boxes, flat boxes, like under the bed flat boxes with storage, with like hats and scarves and, you know, seasonal things like that. Number 21, is there anyone you regret ever meeting? And my answer was not really. How it all ended up may not be good, but I've learned things from all meetings. Yeah, 100% now, yes. There are some people that I think my life would have, like if I could go back in time and not meet them, or if I could erase their memory completely from my mind, I 100% would. None of this idyllic BS of like everything teaches you a lesson. No, some situations are just bad, and like like this face, and would have been better if, you know, they would not have happened at all. And I take comfort in the fact that in other universes, I would not have met that person. I have to straighten my chain because that's gonna fix things. Number 22, in the opposite sex, where should their piercings be? And I wrote, I'm not really fond of piercings on the opposite sex. I think ears. Ears are a solid choice, as well as a nose. I just like nose rings on everyone, just like the little like studs. I've often thought, don't worry, I'm not getting one. I often thought of getting a studded nose ring. Okay, the nose seems weird. I mean, out of everything, the nose seems the weirdest. Number 22, would you rather live alone or have roommates? And I responded, I live with my parents. I didn't answer the question. I live with my parents, so I guess they were my roommates. But I've done both. I've lived alone. I've had roommates. I find both enjoyable for different reasons. The thing that I really like about having roommates was that I could feel like I socialized without actually going out, because there was always someone there. And you know, we could cook together or have a meal together. We could watch TV together. Just in general, we could socialize with each other. But when you do live alone, there is, of course, lovely peace and quiet. But there is a slight loneliness factor to that because you are alone. Also, when you have roommates, as I'm sure you like, let's connect the dots here. You don't have to pay all the bills yourself, so that is definitely a nice bonus. Number 24, would you ever go to jail for someone? And I wrote, no, probably not. I would. There is like a handful, like probably about 5 people that I would go to jail for. Number 25, do you like to drive? And I wrote, yeah, it tends to clear my head. I do like to drive if it's a situation that there's like literally nobody else on the road. I've never been able to live in a place for very long that has good public transportation. So I don't know any difference. Ooh. I mean, I guess it's a little better. Okay, yeah, no. All right. Like a very comical version of what we're doing. Number 26, what is your favorite things to wear? And I put pants, shrug. I like to wear boots, like specifically like ankle boots. I mean, there's a lot that's not right with this look, but if you were to find out that you were going to be a parent, what would you do? And I wrote explode. If I found out that I was going to be a parent, I would go into an extreme state of shock because I can't have kids. Number 28, do you give money to homeless people when they ask? And I wrote, I don't see homeless people all that much. I do give money to homeless people when I do see them. I don't carry a lot of money. Sometimes it won't be like specifically money. Sometimes it'll be like a food item, or I'll go and buy some food, or, you know, something like that. Number 29, a weekend in Vegas or Key West. And I wrote Key West, and I think it would still, I've never been to either, but I think it would still be Key West. I love key lime pie, so I have a few slices while there. Number 30, ever had ugly thoughts about someone you loved? And I wrote, huh? And I'm still like, I don't understand that. So we'll move past that. Number 31, have you ever made someone so mad that they broke something? And I wrote, I'm not sure. It has been the other way around though, and I'm still not sure. Because usually after I've made someone mad, I get the hell out of Dodge. Because if they're mad, I'm mad too. So number 32, you have 3 months left to live. What do you do? And I wrote travel. And yeah, if you haven't caught on to the theme of this video, travel. Travel is the theme. Yeah, I would travel. I would travel with the people who I love most so that I could spend time with them and go to all the places I have not been yet. And yes, even though I've been a million times, I would still go back to Disney World. That would more than likely be the final place. 33, you're having a bad day. What's the one thing that can make your day better? And I wasn't good at following directions or answering the question, apparently. Writing and music. And currently, yeah, I would still say writing and music. Music in general definitely could change my mood. 34, what's worse, tanning beds or rays o' sun? And I put tanning beds, ew. Or actually, no, ew, tanning beds. I assume that I would say that in the ew, David sort of voice. But yeah, tanning beds to me are disgusting. Maybe it's because I think it was when I was in high school. I don't remember if it was in high school or in college, but I knew a group of girls that got like an infection from the tanning beds, and it was gross. Like it was bad, like a bad infection, like a skin infection. Is there anything you could change about your body? And I wrote, of course. And yeah, I think so. Back then this was starting, but I didn't know about it. I just knew I wasn't feeling bad. I'm sure back then it was like something else. Like 100%. It was something else that I would change about my body if I could. Don't talk about this much, but I was living at the time with 2 chronic illnesses, and now I'm just, hold on, how does she do this? Because she makes this kind of 3D. Oh yeah, I'm going to screw this up tremendously. Okay. So I'm currently living with one, and I'm still healing from the other because it's a very long healing process. I would definitely get my health back. I would want to be healthier. And by healthier, I mean I would just like to have a reliable body and not have really bad flare-ups and not be in chronic pain and have chronic fatigue. I pretty much live day to day. Like I go about my life day to day feeling like I have the flu. Like, you know, when the pandemic first started, and they were like, if you have any of these symptoms, go see your doctor immediately. Those are symptoms that I had and still have on a day-to-day basis. So I was kind of like playing that like, oh, what is it? Sort of game. A low case of the flu. Or like a very mild case of mono pretty much every single day. So if I could change, like I would change that. I would get energy back and just all around feel better. The thing with this mirror is I'm so like detailed in the mirror that like it doesn't look bad. And then I look up and I'm like, oh yeah, the whole face looks like that. 36, you wake up in an unfamiliar place. What is your first reaction? And I wrote, I guess I would wonder what the hell I did the night before. I mean, I still would wonder that, but my first reaction would be to see if I'm in any danger. And if I am, see how easily I could escape. 34, is there anything you should be working on right now? And I wrote that I was supposed to be writing a paper on the murder of Jesse James. Currently, that I should be grading papers. I should also be cleaning my apartment and reading the stack of books that I have that silly me, thought I was going to finish by December. And I think I've only read like 5 out of the 100 books. So yeah, nowhere near finishing. I can't. It looks so bad. So bad. Okay. All right. So, if there was a way for you to find out that when you were going to die, would you? And I wrote death not. I wrote death because I don't know how to spell definitely. I still don't. I didn't and I still don't. I'm a horrible speller. It would take all the fun out of life, and I agree with that. I do think it would take all of the fun out of life to know when you were going to die. 39. What is your favorite breakfast? And I wrote that I don't like breakfast because it makes me very nauseous. I only eat cereal on a school day, on a work day. But my favorite thing to eat for breakfast is pancakes. Pancakes, I love them. I also love waffles with cream cheese and honey. Or mascarpone cheese. Essentially the same thing. I know they're not the same thing, but I use them in the same way. See, here it looks okay. Why can't I get this up here? What is one place that you'll never eat? And I wrote, I don't know. I never like to say ever. Probably a steakhouse. I'm not a big steak fan. I also no longer like sushi. Number 43, do you hate anyone? I wrote yes and no, I don't. People leave my life. I may regret having known them or having met them. But to me, you can't hate someone if they're not in your life anymore. And I don't keep people in my life who I hate. So therefore, I don't hate anyone anymore. Oh, the last person you hugged, and I wrote Megan. Megan is one of my closest friends, and she moved away last spring, I think it was. And I haven't seen her, obvi, since she moved away, but I miss her a lot. Number 45, do you have kids? Negative, and that is still negative. How, besides just the fact that, like, she's obviously more talented than I am, I don't know how to get this to look like her anymore. The key to having your Halloween makeup last is to layer setting products as you go. Oh. I'll try this for next week. It says, after getting one layer down, set it with setting powder. I'm gonna do the neck first, even though objectively it is the best part of this whole makeup. Oh, I forgot about this. So number 46, we're coming to the end of all of this. Questions and makeup included. Number 46, would you date anyone from your top friends? On definitely MySpace, I think on Facebook as well when it first came out, that you could have quote unquote top friends. Like it was like, what, like your top 8 or something like that? All right. So then I put negative again, and yeah, I wouldn't date my friends. Number 47, do you go to school? And I wrote unfortunately. I mean, I technically go to school. I mean, this is like definitely like, this is giving a look, but not the look that I wanted to give. Yeah, I technically go to school because I teach, but this is bad. All right. Number 48, what's your relationship with the people in your top friends? And I so wish I could go back in time and see who is in my top friends. Because I wrote, I'd say friends. Yeah, that would be good. I have no clue who is in my top friends. I assume it was at least a few of the people who I'm still friends with. My relationship with my friends now is good, but like we can never seem to ever like meet up. Like, you want to talk about the miracles in the Bible? The biggest miracle that Jesus performed was having 12 close friends when he was in his 30s. That, to me, far and beyond, biggest miracle. Oh my gosh. So horrible. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that if I take this and like pat it, it'll help. Hopefully. I look dusty. All right, number 49. Do you have a crush on someone? And I wrote, ugh. Like Charlie Brown. Ugh. Oh, I looked so much better before this. And currently, no, I don't have a crush on anyone. But the question is, do you have a crush on me while I'm looking like this? Oh my God, this is horrible. Setting this was a horrible idea. We're gonna finish this off with this question. Number 50. what exactly are you wearing? And I wrote jeans, green shirt, brown shoes. I remember their shoes. They were brown Converse shoes. Loved them. So currently, brown sandals. They're my house shoes. A floral pajama bottom, purple and pink sweater, if you can't tell. And this lovely face paint. Oh my gosh. Why did I set it? It looks horrible set. I just spent an hour and a half doing this too. Oh my gosh, this is horrible. Okay, well, hope you enjoyed this as well as my Q&A from Days Gone By versus How I Feel Today. Yeah, just thank you for spending time with me today and dealing with me looking like this. I promise that next week's will be better because I don't think it can be much worse than this. So anyway, yeah, thank you so much for spending a little bit of your day with me. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye!